Now guys, imagine if your car is a super hit Bollywood movie. Then your car brakes are like the unsung heroes of the road. They silently save you from potential disasters every time you hit the brakes. But just like any superhero, they have their limits. And if you don't keep them healthy, they might just quit on you when you need them the most. So buckle up and let's talk about how to keep your brake pads in shape and know when it's time to bid farewell to them. Car brake pads are an essential component of a car's braking system that plays a critical role in ensuring the safety of the passengers and other drivers on the road. What exactly are brake pads? Think of it this way. If you were riding a bike down a steep hill, you wouldn't want to rely on worn-out brakes to stop you. Similarly, you don't want to rely on worn-out brake pads to stop your car in an emergency. So, it's important to keep your car's brake pads in good condition by having them checked and replaced as needed. So first, let's understand how to ensure longer life of brake pads. If the horn comes first, then the brake is probably the second most frequently used component in any vehicle in India. Following some easy steps, you can ensure your vehicle's brake pads last longer. So, how can you get the best out of your car's brakes? Brake easy. Ensure you press the brake pedal well ahead of a desired stopping position. Applying the brake pedal at the very last moment, which is known as hard braking, means the brake pads are working overtime and taking additional stress. They face more friction, more heat during hard braking, resulting in a quicker wearing away of the rubber. On the contrary, if you opt for gradual and slow braking, the pedal needs minimum pressure, which will put less stress on the rubber but will bring the car to a halt. Avoid overspeeding. Speed thrills but kills as well. That applies not only to the driver or the vehicle occupants but to the brake pads as well. Running at high speed means while applying the brake pads have to face a higher level of friction, which creates more heat. A study claims that reaching a full stop from 105 km per hour rather than 85 km per hour forces the brakes to dissipate 30% more energy. This would cause the brake pad rubbers to wear away faster. Hence, unnecessary high-speed driving is bad for you and your car's brake pads. Don't accelerate while braking. Accelerating while braking is a really bad habit. This not only impacts the fuel efficiency of your vehicle, resulting in the engine gobbling more fuel, but also causes unnecessary friction on the brakes and wears them down drastically. This causes extensive damage to the brake pads. Use engine braking. This may not be very common for drivers, but it is actually a very good concept and should be used frequently, especially if you're driving in bumper-to-bumper traffic conditions in a congested city. All the driver needs to do is release the clutch and the accelerator pedals. Remember that deceleration depends on the speed, road surface inclination, and the gear the vehicle is in. Also, ensure there is enough space between the vehicle or object in front of you, as this method is slower than brake pedal stopping performance. But applying this method can ensure a longer life for your brake pads. Avoid overloading. Overloading a vehicle not only impacts the mileage of the car, but puts extra stress on the brakes as well. The heavier your vehicle is, the more momentum it gains while driving, and the higher the braking energy will be required to stop it. Hence, stop accessorizing your car with unnecessary accessories, as they put pressure on your vehicle and dampen the overall performance, making the vehicle heavier. So how can we maintain healthy brake pads? Check for a screeching sound. When the brake pads get worn, a driver may notice a squealing or a screeching sound when the brakes are engaged. This sound is caused by a metal attachment on the brake pad backing plate, which lets the driver know that the brake pads are worn. These wear indicators work on the same principle as dragging fingernails on a chalkboard. If you hear the screeching noise regularly while applying the brake, it is time to take the car for inspection and possibly change the brake pads. Is there less than a quarter inch of brake pad remaining? Brake pads can be visually inspected on disc brakes, allowing the driver to know when it is time to replace them. However, the driver may need to remove the wheels to perform this inspection. Check the brake assembly or the caliper holding the brake pads compressed against the brake rotor. If the friction material on the brake pad is less than a quarter of an inch thick, it is time to replace the brake pads. And that's all about car brake pads. Remember, brake pads are the unsung heroes of your car's safety system. They may not have capes, but they work tirelessly to keep you and your passengers safe on the road. So don't forget to give your brake pads the attention they deserve. Get them checked regularly and replace them as needed to ensure they are always ready to stop you on a dime. What other suggestions do you have for other viewers and brake pads and their maintenance? Do share your thoughts and keep watching this space for more such content.